These folks in the Circle City, they love their Colts, and they have packed the house tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good AFC matchup in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Indianapolis Colts. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. Brushing off defenders. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
Murray's throw into the hands of Pittman here. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Here's Murray. He'll get this one to Pittman. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They're going for it. Hits Murray. He'll buy some time right. He finds his man complete. That's Mullins. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down around the 21 or 22. And the defense bit hard there. They were thinking run all the way, play fake, working to perfection on 4th down.
And it was able to work because of the down and distance situation. 4th and short, you've got to respect the run. You show a little play action. Oftentimes you find people open for what you need.
Touchdown! A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of the team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Burrow in the the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow eluding the pressure right. He finds his running back, Mixon. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work because he's going to leak out of the backfield to his right, then angle his way up the field, and a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
Now Burrow on 1st down. Steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Quiddy Pay just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Yeah, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Not your normal call in short yardage, but the toss works very well there. Big people out in front, being physical, and they pick up a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he's brought down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Quick throw into the hands of Pittman. That catch good for only a couple.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. Throw left side complete. That's Mullins.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Running left, Taylor. Taylor's got the first down and more. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 50 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. They'll run here with Taylor, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Colts TD. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years. I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they? That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly. In this case now, the guy throwing the ball,
He's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Forced out to his left. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Again, it's Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off at the 35.
Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this 1st half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now the offense going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it.
Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Murray.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Bengals drive about to get going. 1 second, all that remains. He's going to air one out. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward to get the 1st down.
Now Joe Mixon. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Grover Stewart busting through to get him for a loss of 6. On 3rd down, Burrow. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off right around the 43. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Mike Williams, 37 yards. And the Colts continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out there?
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Grover Stewart busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Under pressure, they got him again. Julian Blackmon in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Murray now to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Escaping the pressure right. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From just shy of midfield,
Burrow able to find Higgins.
only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's got some space here. But he will finally be taken down, but not before he gets it to the Colts' 6-yard line.
89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll give it to Mixon. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Chris Carson, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Bengals are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Flush to his right. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Oh, look at this play call. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Colts unable to convert here on fourth down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Bengals drive about to get going. And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. Now Burrow down around his goal line. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
2nd and 10. A handoff to Mixon. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Now it's Burrow. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Quiddy Pay able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. Well, they were obviously backed up. Had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still trying to throw it. And
yeah, exactly. If this where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise them and catch them off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover and put your defense in a bad spot.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
And a disappointing way to close out the season. You got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit. But they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. The Colts are winners as